Esquimalt Parks and Recreation Healthy Living is brought to you by Esquimalt Parks and Recreation, versatile wellness and community recreation facilities in Esquimalt.
Okay, so let's give that a try and see what happens.
Imagine spending life not knowing your full potential.
I was pretty happy being retired.
Your hidden talents.
I had no idea.
It took Esquimalt's Richard Wong 30 years to go from writing contracts to coloring canvas.
It was huge.
His left brain's retired now, but his right brain...
A blank slate, ready to work.
5 years ago, he came to Esquimalt Rec not knowing he was looking for something.
It just popped into my mind. I just said, maybe I'll try some art. Never done that before.
Before that, he says, grade school was his last brush with paint.
Raising a family, I've never had any interest in art or even going to museums, art galleries, that sort of thing.
But art was in him all along.
My very first watercolor class was right here, in this room.
He chose the hardest medium to master, watercolors.
When I first started, nobody told me that.
His palette wetted, he quickly enrolled in Chinese brush painting.
I just went with it.
His teacher recognized, no, praised his talent.
She planted a seed in my mind that perhaps there is something.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
I'm now a professional artist, and I do this as a second career and as a business. So it's amazing, Paul. Wet the brush. And
Picasso said that art washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life.
Once you start working, you forget everything.
And what a pretty picture it's allowed him to paint. Last year, he became an artist in residence in Australia. His solo exhibit, Endangered Species of BC. Today, he hosts art shows and sells worldwide. His unique style, a combination of watercolor and Chinese brush painting.
One is the Western approach, and the other is the Eastern approach. So I was taking both at the same time and marveling at the diversity of the two approaches.
And suddenly, the student becomes teacher.
He has a natural sense of design.
I will never paint any other way other than this from now on. I love it.
He is such a good teacher, and he explains it really simply enough so that I can understand it.
And you wouldn't think, anything like this would be possible, but once you try it, it's absolutely amazing.
Richard attributes his success to his own mentor, who recognized the artist blossoming before her.
She encouraged me and made that comment.
His first piece, she said, good enough to sell. Now he encourages others.
As long as I'm still here, I'll just keep going, enjoying art, and passing tips along to folks.
And that first attempt?
I sold that first piece of art.
We go to the rec center to create a new me. And when you find that person, Richard says,
just run with it.
Esquimalt Rec, you may surprise you too.
Happy accidents can occur on art paper, it can occur in real life. This is just wonderful.
Esquimalt Parks and Recreation Healthy Living is brought to you by Esquimalt Parks and Recreation, versatile wellness and community recreation facilities in Esquimalt.